my own recipes based on the value of my Bubbie's cooking and my mother's cooking, because of course they didn't have written recipes for me. So I was already a cook, I knew how to cook, and I started it. Now, when I went to start the brunch, I didn't know what I was going to call it. And then I remembered a little story between my Bubbie and I, because I was in university in my early 20s. I was doing a history class, and they said, go and record your parents and your grandparents telling stories about their lives. So I took my father's reel-to-reel tape recorder, 1972, and I took it to my Bubbie's house for a Shabbat dinner. So I recorded my grandmother telling stories about how she came in 1905. This is my Bubbie, Judy Wasserman, in front of her house on Gloucester Grove, south of Eglinton, and the house is still there. I actually knocked on the door one day and I said, you know, my grandmother lived there one time, and the woman says, so? Okay, all right, but this is my grandmother, Judy Wasserman, a wonderful woman, and okay, so there I was at her house with the tape recorder, and after dinner, I played the tape recorder back to her, telling stories. What does a Polish Jewish Bubbie know about a tape recorder? All she thought was this box with a voice coming out was a telephone. She thought it was my mother, Bella, on the telephone, picked up the tape recorder as if it was a telephone, started shaking it and said, Bella, did you eat? Did you have supper? So that's how the brunch came to be called Bella, Did You Eat? Okay, like what else is there in life for a Jewish couple? All right, so, okay, so then I said, you know what? I have all these dishes. I have my grandmother's dishes. I have my mother's dishes. I have my dishes. I don't have any children. I wasn't doing family meals. I was always in my restaurant. I said, you know what? I'm going to give my dishes to this brunch. I brought all the dishes down, and the original buffets were actually, all the food was in my mother and my grandmother's and mine bowls. And it was very soulful. I insisted that my chef, who I taught to make everything great, all the potato latkes on my mother's hand grater for 3 years, all the onions, all the potatoes for 3 years, until the grater actually disintegrated. Okay, so I really wanted to make this a Bubbie project. And it was very wonderful to see all different people connect to this event, bring back the whole Bubbie into food, and she had very much been lost, and people would start remembering, people would be in tears, and it still happens all the time. People thank me all the time. I get a lot of Jewish people from around the world, from South Africa, from Europe, from Russia, from everywhere, and they tell me the stories about their Bubbies. Just like this project brings the Bubbie back, my brunch has been successful in doing that, and it's a wonderful, wonderful thing, and it's made me a happy person, yay! And it's also made me an Oi cheerleader. So I thought, because I got the whole Jewish Oi thing, with the Yiddish, and my grandmother and my mother Bella, that just to end my little few minutes here, that we could do a big Oi together. Would you like to do that? Okay. So on a 1, 2, 3, we're going to do one big Oi. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Oi! Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Right, let us know.